there everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude here, and I'm here to review To the Bone. To the Bone is written and directed by Marti Noxon, and the film stars Lily Collins, Alex Sharp, Lily Taylor, and Keanu Reeves. To the Bone is about this young woman named Ellen who is dealing with an eating disorder, and she doesn't want to get any help to get better when she is dealing with family issues. Because of her not wanting to get help, she is staying at a home with other girls that also have eating disorders, and Keanu Reeves plays their doctor, and he's not your typical doctor. He's the kind of doctor that shows them how to basically have an I don't care kind of attitude. So To the Bone was a film I was very interested in when I watched the trailer for it, and it definitely made me want to see where they would take the storyline. And honestly, I thought To the Bone was definitely a very interesting film that truly shows how someone deals with anorexia, and it's treated in a very respectful manner. Now, with a subject like this, it is very tough to watch, but I definitely think that's needed considering how tough anorexia can be, and the film does not hold back on what it is showcasing, which I do appreciate. Lily Collins gives a really great performance as our lead character Ellen, because the way she portrays her character just felt so genuine and just so real. You can really feel how frustrated she is having this eating disorder, and seeing her struggles throughout this film, it definitely made me really have sympathy for this character. Lily Collins actually did reveal that she dealt with anorexia in her real life, and you can definitely tell that she was very passionate about this project because of her actually having to deal with something like that. It honestly takes a lot of courage for someone to take on a project like this, so this is definitely truly a passion project for Lily Collins. Keanu Reeves also does a great job playing the doctor, and this is not your typical doctor. He isn't the kind of doctor that says things you want to hear. He has a complete I don't give a shit attitude, which was rather interesting to see, and I did think it was cool to see Keanu play a role like this. He is not in the film that much, but whenever he does show up on screen, he brings so much entertainment value to his character. Even Ciara Bravo, who played Katie, the little sister from the Nickelodeon show Big Time Rush, she even shows up in this film, and it was actually really cool to see her, even though she doesn't really have that many lines. Lily Taylor is also really great as Ellen's mother, and although she doesn't have that much screen time, she really brings so much to her role whenever she does show up. And there's one particular scene towards the end, which I won't spoil, between her and Ellen that I found to be honestly really touching. Everyone else, I felt, did do a really good job with their roles, including Alex Sharp, who plays Luke, the love interest for Ellen. Marti Noxon does a really solid job directing this film, really making you feel you are there with these characters that are struggling so much with their illness. The writing by Marti is also something to really admire because, like I said earlier, we are dealing with a very touchy subject, and for her to write something like this and not hold back on the subject matter just so the audience can really see the horrors of anorexia is something to really commend her for. There are some moments where the cinematography does look beautiful, but it would be anytime a character or characters are outside, especially in one particular scene in the final act, which I won't spoil, but you'll know which scene I'm talking about when you see the movie, because that one particular scene in the final act, wow, the cinematography really shined there for me. I also found myself admiring the character Luke more, and when the movie starts off, he does actually get on my nerves. Like, he honestly did get to me when he was introduced, but then as the movie kept going on and you see where he's going with his struggles, I honestly started to care for the character more, and I actually started to really respect the character by the time the film ended. And the scenes between Luke and and Ellen, because they do form this big bond, I did find those scenes to be very endearing, and that could be mainly due to how great Lily Collins and Alex Sharp are in this film. They have really great chemistry on screen. Now, the only problems I did find with To the Bone is that, like I said just right now, I did think Luke was pretty annoying when he's introduced. He luckily does get better after a point, but like for a while I did think he was pretty annoying when introduced. I also do think sometimes, most of the time, the pacing does move pretty smooth, but there were times where I did feel like the pacing did drag, and I felt like it could have picked up definitely more in certain spots. I also do wish that we got to have more scenes with the girls at this home that Ellen is staying in. I think it would have been cool to know them more. I know the story is all about like Ellen dealing with her struggles and even Luke dealing with his struggles, but I would have liked for the movie to focus not a whole lot, but maybe just a little bit more with the girls, because they barely get any focus. And when they are barely focused, yes, the movie does try to give them some development, but unfortunately it just doesn't work. And because of that, I didn't really find myself attached to the girls at that home. It's really Ellen I found myself attached to, and Luke I found myself attached to, but not really the rest of the girls that are staying at that home. I also do think the romantic subplot with Luke and Ellen, I thought that actually ended pretty abruptly. Of course, I'm not going to spoil how, but I did feel that that ended pretty abruptly. And there's a major scene in the final act of the movie. It's where the movie is literally about to close. There's this major scene that I just found to be very confusing. It just had me questioning if this certain thing actually happened or not. Like I said, there are some shots that truly do stand out, but for the most part, the cinematography is so forgettable, and the lighting is honestly so out of place. Luckily, I was very engaged with the storyline, but I can't help but feel disappointed by the cinematography and To the Bone, considering Netflix's original movies, at least as far as the ones I've seen so far. You know, movies like Fundamentals of Caring, Imperial Dreams, The Discovery, Sandcastle, Sandy Wexler, Okja, and even You Get Me. A really, really shitty movie that has better cinematography than To the Bone. Ouch. Overall, To the Bone is definitely a hard watch, and it's not going to be a movie for everyone, but if you're willing to sit through a movie like this, I definitely think it's worth giving a shot at least once. I think that they do explore the subject of anorexia very well. I think the performances are very good from everyone. It's a very effective film that does have a pretty good emotional punch towards the end, and the message about making your own decisions in life, like the choices you make in life, I actually thought that was really well done too. I'm gonna give To the Bone 3 out of 4 stars. So you guys, in the comments down below, let me know what you think about To the Bone. This is 22 Tiger Dude here, and don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!